I swear, I am trying to be a professional here. Not getting paid yet, so that would probably put me down as to I'm still an amateur, but I'm trying to get better. And apparently, this one wants to give me some problems. Hello and welcome to or back to Miss Craftsalot's Lair. I am Barbie, your resident multi-crafter, and today I am here with strip number 8 of the Scrappy blanket. Now this particular blanket, like I have said, this is strip number 8, but you do not need to go through and watch all the other ones. If you do, it helps my channel out a bit more, just saying, but you don't need to go really and go to watch those to understand what I'm doing. I am going to give you the lowdown of what's happening real fast for those of you who have not seen this before, and I will try to kind of calm it down and make it go as quick as possible for those of you who have watched all of the strips so far. So here we go. So first off, the materials that I'm using is my G crochet hook. I'm also doing this as a roll for color, so I have 3 dice. These dice are the D20, D10, and D4. I'm going in intervals. I was starting off with the D20, going down to the D10, and then to the D4, and I will explain towards the end how I use the D4 for the last few round segments. So I am also using my trusty yarn bowl to catch said dice. Each strip is getting a stitch marker. These are the last 3 colors of stitch markers that I am going to be using. They're just the typical like plastic stitch markers, but I have so many in so many different colors that I can mark fairly regularly which one is which to keep track of, make sure that they're all going into the right area. Anyway, enough of that. We're talking yarn now. So I did mention that I start off with a D20, so I will show you what the 20 colors from this particular strips palette look like. And here are those colors. I've kind of randomly picked them from the colors that I've already used in this particular blanket. I am using the moss stitch. Each one of those colors are going to get 8 rows of moss stitch, with the exception of the first one, which is going to get an extra row just to help out with the sizing of that particular square. I think it looks a little bit better in sizing if I do an extra row. Anyway, yes. In between each of those 8 rows of each color, I am putting in 2 rows of this to kind of break it up a little bit. And then this color is up for the 3 single crochet rows down the side of the strip. For this particular project, I am using the moss stitch, so I am going to be chaining 20, and then in the 4th chain from the hook, I am going to single crochet, chain 1, skip a chain, and then work into the next chain a single crochet, and that goes across. That should get me 9 single crochets and 8 spaces, and then for every subsequent row it is going to be chain 2, and then I am going to go ahead and single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces, chain 1, and that is what it is across. So if you were interested in how that goes. Okay, and now with all of that information out of the way, without further ado, let's get to the rolling. First roll is with the D20, and let's see what our first color is. 5. Okay, and so I have that first kind of null and void row, and then I'm going to continue on my 8 rows. So that is what it's looking like. So here is one of the chain 1 spaces. I have the 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to bring out my middle color and attach it in the typical way. Last yarn over, pull through with the old color. Roll 2. 10. Time for third roll. 12. On to roll 4. 15. Roll 5. 17. So we are up to 6th row. Roll 4. I have one more roll that I can do before I have to run an errand, and let's see what I've got. 16. Roll number 8. 16. 16 is for sure not there. All right. 2. 9. Okay, so we have the 10th roll. This is the last roll for the D20, and then we're going to move on to the D10. So I am going to roll this number, go pick the number or the yarn of the number that was rolled, and then I'm going to rearrange the remaining 10 colors to have it easier to see which one is which with the D10. So roll number 10 is 2, which we did not that long ago. 9, which we just did. 7. Okay, first roll of the D10. 8. And this is where it turns into a bit of a silent film because my microphone battery decided to die. One of these days, I am going to be able to have a plug-in mic. However, this is not the day. Yellow red dot. So I have been on camera to say what was happening with the D20, going from D20 to D10. That did not have volume. I discussed what I was doing from the D10 to the D4. That was not recording. I swear. I am trying to be a professional here. Not getting paid yet, so that would probably put me down as to I'm still an amateur, but I'm trying to get better. And apparently this one wants to give me some problems. Anyway, so now I am on D4. I have rearranged the color palette to show the fact that I am on the D4 with this time, third time charm. I see we're recording. I see for the time being my mic is picking me up. So that is good. Anyway, now I'm onto the D4. I am going to roll the D4 a total of 3 times. So the first time and the second time are going to be the actual numbers of the yarn that I am going to go and pick up. The third roll is going to be an even odd roll. So I am going, those 2 last colors, one is going to be even, one is going to be odd. I am going to roll the dice, see which one it decides to give me. If it is an even number, the even goes first. If it's an odd number, the odd goes first. Let's get to it. 1. Next roll. 4. Now we are down to just the red and the purple. The red is going to be odd. Purple is going to be even. Here is the roll. Even. So it's going to be purple and then red. I am going to go and grab both of them and bring them to my table. Okay, now onto the red, which is the last color for this strip. And this one is not going to get the chase down of the cream because I am going to do one big border on the entire blanket. So that would be kind of redundant. So red. And it's kind of funny that I have another strip. So one strip already is started with the same blue as this strip, and then another strip, separate strip, it ends with the same red. So I find that kind of amusing. It's all in the way that the numbers rolled. So, hey. And this should be the 8 for the red. Let's take a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. So I am going to clip this off. This goes into the retirement box when it comes to this particular blanket. So the red, well, all of the colors that are in this particular strip are in the retirement for this blanket. So those are all going to be put into a different project. This particular strip is pretty much done. All I have to do is do the 3 single crochet rows down the side. So I'm going to do that and I will show you what it looks like. And here is that strip all done, and with the chase along the side of the beige. So there is strip number 8 all done. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like, share, and consider subscribing if you have not already. It really does help out my channel, and I would love to have you here. I think we have fun here. But yeah, until next time, bye. See, I have my cheat sheet right there. Do I get it right? No, I mess it up. We're gonna throw that in the bloopers at the end. So I did say that I mentioned, really?